back, racing fans. This is another episode. We're going to talk a little bit about IMSA. Now, the race we had a couple of weeks ago at Watkins Glen took place after Le Mans, and I was able to see some of it, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on it. I don't know, Chris, how much have you seen of it, but I,
Not much, but I saw
I,
the ending. I saw what mattered.
I, I saw what I saw was kind of really a uh, almost a snooze fest because there's really too many safety car periods. They spent half the race, literally 3 hours total, behind a safety car for that race because of some of the accidents that happened during that
Yeah.
race, and because of the fact that the conditions were wet. That was part of the reason why. But they spent such a long time behind the safety car that it kind of ended up being a sprint race, really a 2 hour 40-minute race where they were under green flag racing.
Yeah.
Kind of like one of those. But the rest of it was safety car periods. So, uh, what did you take away from the race? You know,
I didn't. I wasn't able to. I wasn't able to catch much of it because I had some other things I had to attend to, uh, personal life wise. But what I did see on Twitter, and I was keeping up with all the updates, is the ending. What a horrible ending for Cadillac.
oh
Uh,
gosh, we're gonna pick on Cadillac again, huh? We're gonna keep picking on
yeah,
Cadillac.
you're right.
You a hater, man. You a
The
hater.
I believe it
You're
was the
such a
number.
hater.
I believe it was
You
the number 3 car from Meyershank Racing that came in and stole it right from under
There's a
Cadillac's
93 car. There's a
90,
93 car.
93 car
Hey,
from Meyershank Racing.
yeah, they're starting to do better now.
Yeah, but this is what I always say. But I always every time I talk about Cadillac, no matter whatever we're discussing, I always talk about discipline. I always talk about strategy. Cadillac has one of the fastest cars out there, and when they run correctly and they race correctly, they are a hard team to beat. They are a
They
very,
they
very hard
run
team
a
to beat.
good. They normally run a good strategy, and they do really good pit work.
Right. And
So,
see, what's very unfortunate is to see it ending like this. You guys cannot run out of gas on the last lap or two. You can't do that. Like that right there. I understand it's
well,
about timing. I know it's about
it,
timing. I
it
know it's
wasn't.
I know it's about timing. I know you have to get it right.
What was they gonna do? I mean,
I mean, I agree, but at the same time, it's not. That's when it comes to endurance racing, it's not just that one pit stop to define. They did well fairly the whole race, but all it takes is one mistake to throw the whole thing away. Whether you did that pit stop in the end, or did that pit stop in the beginning, or whether you messed up in between somewhere, all that is very important. So they raced a very good race, and they were up. They were there.
what? Well, they didn't race the best race. They actually had some on track incidents with that 31
Yes,
car.
they did.
It
Yes,
was
you're
bouncing
correct.
over the curb and whatnot, and they got a penalty, and it got caught on the jacks. The jacks got stuck in the pit lane somehow, yeah, and it's some stuff that happened with that car.
I do have one
So
question though. What's on the screen? What happened to Porsche, man? That thing got destroyed.
we haven't even got to them yet.
A
Gosh, they crashed out. That's what happened. And they were doing
bad
Porsche had
crash.
been. Yeah, well, they starting to peg Porsche back some now because they've been winning so much. So the VOP is not in their favor. They
Yeah,
were doing good under the wet conditions though with that car at the
yeah,
beginning of the race, but they fell backwards and they crashed out. Um, and in a that's racing. I mean, you can't win them all. It's just something. It was an accident.
yeah.
They bounced over the curb, and I guess something happened to make the car lose control. But was it ever really going to win? It didn't look like it anyway. So, but
Yeah, it
it's
lost.
just
Look at that right
unfortunate
there.
how
It
that
lost
happened.
it. It just lost it.
Completely lost it. Um, I
Wow.
don't know how that happened. Because
Man, I know it
that shouldn't have
wasn't
been
that
enough.
bad.
It shouldn't have been enough to really make that car lose control the way um, that car took the curb.
Yeah,
The way
I
it took
agree.
the curb shouldn't have allowed it to lose that much control. It should have been something that was manageable. Okay, I can see it squirming a little bit, but you can still maintain control and bring it back.
Right, because every other
But
car was. doing that around
That
that.
car looked, it just lost it. And were they ever really going to win? It didn't look like they were really in contention to win with that car anyway. But it's just unfortunate that that happened. They're still ahead in the points, so they're still in a good position, in the championship. It's really, you know, accurate that's really coming up.
Yeah,
In the
man.
past couple of races, they've been doing good. They did good in Indianapolis. No, they did good in Detroit, the streets of Detroit. Sorry, they did
Yeah.
good in the streets of Detroit, and they managed to win that race by passing the Cadillac during the final minutes of the race. And
Cadillac again.
so, yeah, they're showing that they're back. They're tired of losing. Acura's been getting bullied lately, to be honest, and now they're starting to claw their way back up to being competitive again.
Yeah.
They scored pole position for Watkins Glen, and they were competitive during the race. And I will admit, it took a safety car or some safety car periods that allowed Cadillac, the number 31 car, to even catch back up to get in contention for victory. But I do think they had the faster car during the race because they really did pull away from the Acura after the last safety car period. They were able to pull out a pretty good gap. I think it was up to 15 seconds before they ran out of gas and had to pit.
Yeah.
So it was that. I think it was. I think there was another safety car period at the end, or there was something that happened, and they um, ended up losing their advantage that they had. And whereas before, all they had to do was pit for a few seconds, and they still would have been ahead and been able to finish the race, but that evaporated. It was unfortunate for them.
Yeah.
And so Acura ended up winning, and Acura themselves almost ran out of gas
Yeah,
themselves
they
on
were
the
close.
last
They
lap.
were right on the. Yeah, they were right on the brink. Yeah,
So
it's just. I mean, it
they
came down to. I mean, this. You
the
had a
number 60
1%
car,
more fuel than the other one.
the, no, yeah, and the number 60 car was not looking like it was going to win anything. And they said they made a decision like, look, we're going to go all the way to the end on this tank of gas that we have.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. So kudos to them for almost running that car out of gas. I think it actually did run out of gas on the finish line.
Yeah. That's
So
it's.
kudos to them. But
Yeah.
I was going to talk about something because there's something that I've been taking notice of with with this series because you see Porsche is dominating this season. They ahead in points. But there's something that's unusual because they're in a position that Cadillac was in
Yeah.
during the DPI era and the Corvette DP era. During the days where they had the Daytona prototypes racing against LMP2s and stuff. It was General Motors when they had the Action Express team. They had the number 31 car and the number 5 Mustang sampling car, and they had the number 10 Wayne Taylor car. Those were the days where General Motors was really dominating this series.
Yeah.
And they were looking like tanks out there. They were indestructible and they were fast, and they they really didn't have to score pole position to win. They just won. They just look unbeatable at that time. I
Yeah.
was actually getting tired of them winning, and on top of that, even the racers themselves, the race car drivers and the teams were like, "Look, we want to win and all, but we actually still want to feel like we're actually in a race." So they were okay with the BOP. And I remember they used to handicap the crap out of that Corvette DP. And
Yes.
same for that. The same thing goes for that Cadillac DPI VR.
Yeah.
They used to handicap the mess out of that car. And I was like, what in the world are y'all gonna do next? There's only but so much y'all can do before that engine start to cut off. And they will still win. Even with the handicap. They will
That's what I'm
still
saying.
win.
But what happened in that, man? The
I
last
don't
time, the
know.
last time I saw Cadillac really show who Cadillac really was Petit Le Mans last year when they were racing without the headlights. They were in pitch dark, and they still found a way to win. That's the
They still
Cadillac
won.
I expect to see. That's why it's so frustrating to see something like this happen because you guys raced with no headlights for laps and you made it work. But then you messed
Yeah,
up
that
on
was.
the fuel. I mean,
But then
come on.
again, that's Ringer Vanderzander for you, though. He's a good driver,
Right.
and
Yeah,
I believe that was
it's
him
not all
behind
about
the
the
wheel
car, it's
during
the
that time.
driver. Yeah, I agree.
But I'll say I saw glimpses of it at Daytona this year when Kamui Kobayashi got behind the wheel of the number 40 Wayne Taylor car, and he started flying.
Yeah.
I
By
mean, he
driver.
was
Could be
passing
by
those
driver.
cars. He was passing those cars left, right, left, right. Did I man, he would every time that guy gets behind the wheel of a Cadillac, Kamui Kobayashi,
Yeah.
he flies. There's something that he likes about that Cadillac
Yeah.
when he gets behind the wheel of one of
How could you
those.
not like it? I
So,
mean,
so the car is good. Because he when he got that car, he was passing his competitors. He was setting fast lap times, and he was passing his competitors.
Yep.
And he was in a good, and they were in a good position until they crashed out. So there's glimpses of it, and that was with the Wayne Taylor racing car, the one that's the two cars that have been struggling ever since they got the V Series R. They've been struggling with that car. But when Kamui Kobayashi got a hold of it at Daytona, he made it work somehow. So
Hmm.
I'm just wondering, like, what is going on? Is it the drivers, or is it the race setup that they're doing for that car isn't optimized yet for the drivers, for Ricky Taylor and Jordan Taylor? Is it what is it? Because they really need to get back to the days where, because I almost would say, because Action Express seems to have that car figured out, right? They seem to
Yes.
have
Yes, I agree.
a good handle on getting that car to work right during the race. Um, but and Chip Ganassi, when they had the same car, they had the car working very well as well.
I think all of them did.
Yeah,
I
Chip
think.
Ganassi and Action Express seem to have that car working really well. Um, they did, and Chip Ganassi, they won the championship in 2023,
Yeah.
and um, so there's nothing wrong with the car. Sebastian Bourdais, is with Chip Ganassi, and they ran the car very well, and so did Action Express. Um, so I was just wondering, like, if Action Express can get the car working and Chip
Why
Ganassi
can't
can get it working,
why
what
can't
is going on? What is going on with Wayne Taylor Racing since they have merged with Andretti Motorsports, or maybe since the beginning of these new regulations that we've had during the hypercar regulations? Because they switched to Acura for a while, and even with when they were with Acura, they seemed to lack the competitiveness that they normally had when
yeah.
they were with Cadillac during the DPI era. You know, so I'm wondering if it's the team or is it the car? Because I'm leaning towards it being the team itself, and maybe there's some things missing. Maybe they have switched personnel. Maybe they have new engineers, and they're not the same as the others. I'm not sure. Maybe they have a new race engineer. I'm not sure what's going on with Wayne Taylor because it's looking like it's the team and not necessarily the car because they didn't really do the best with Acura either.
Yeah.
And um, we know that Action Express has done very well with Cadillac since for a long time, since the DPI era. And it was actually Wayne Taylor racing the number 10 car that was the premier car. That was a car to
Right.
beat. It was a number
Yeah.
10 car back during the
They were
DPI
solid
VR days. They were
solid
solid.
crews.
They were winning Daytona. That was the team that Fernando Alonso chose a race with when he came to Daytona. Was Wayne Taylor Racing, the number 10 car, because that was a car to beat. And he wanted to win Daytona 24. So he chose, the team that was winning the races, which was Wayne Taylor Racing.
Right.
So um, it was actually Action Express that had to catch up to Wayne Taylor back then. And so they had to work really, really extremely hard on learning the DPI VR and getting that car figured out, learn how to do race setup, getting the drivers to get acclimated with how the car behaves and everything. And they became, later on, they became the team to beat with the number 31 Whelen Engineering car and the number 5 Mustang sampling car. They became the team to beat um, each season. And it's been
Right.
that way since the number 31 cars. It's been that way since those DPI days.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if perhaps maybe General Motors should make a decision. And I'm not saying that this is the right decision. Maybe perhaps they should go back to that, where they have Action Express running two cars, where they have the number 5 Mustang Stampling car and a number 31 Wheeling Engineering car, and maybe just leave Wayne Taylor with a number 10 car, where they have Jordan Taylor, Ricky Taylor on the same team, and Felipe Albuquerque running the number 10 car, because that was the combination that really got
That
them
that
to
worked
where they
for.
are. That
Yeah.
worked very well for them, because it was a number 31 car and a number 5 car and a number 10 car that were dominating during the DPI VR days. So I'm thinking maybe they should go back to that, because that was a winning formula for them.
Right.
I could be
That's
wrong, but
that's
that's just my suggestion.
not a bad observation actually. Yeah, it may work. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. We'll have to see. But shout out to Acura. They got it done.
Yeah, Acura's got some new
Modern strength
management,
racing.
and so they're starting to be more competitive now. So we'll see what happens in the future in the WeatherTech Sportscar Championship. We will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for staying with us. Put your comments in the chat section. Give us your opinion and your predictions for the season. My prediction is still going to be Porsche, winning the rest of the season.
Yep.
I still think there's a chance that even though Acura is ahead of Cadillac, still a chance that Cadillac can win second in points. Obviously, BMW is still, I think BMW's caught up, but there has to be a winner and a loser. They're just
They're
third
still
place, man.
solidifying, but they're there. They're there.
But they're there. There's no more catching up for them.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting better every season, okay? And I think they've caught up. And of course, they're going to get better.
Yep.
So, but there has to be a winner and a loser. There has to be a third, fourth. There has to be a third, fourth place car, and they just ended up being there. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens, since Acura is looking better now. They got new management, so I hear, and they're getting those cars to work better now in the races. So,
Yep.
the good race. Hopefully we won't have another race where there's 3.5 hours or 3 hours of safety car periods. But I will see you
I'm with you
guys
on that
next
one.
episode. Tell us what you guys think about Watkins Glen, and tell us who you think is going to win the WeatherTech Sportscar Championship. What is your prediction? My prediction is still going to be Porsche winning the championship.
Same here.
And who's second? I honestly,
Maybe
uh,
Acura.
might be Acura, because they're in second place right now in the championship in the point standing.
Yep.
So I don't know about Chris, but Ferrari is not in this, Chris. So you're gonna have to root for the Empire this time, man. I'm sorry. I know you can't
I'm okay
stand
with
it,
that.
but
I'm
you
okay
know
with that.
you're gonna have to root for the Empire, and that's Porsche.
It's when it comes
That's
by
right.
WEC, we know who to pick.
Cause well, we don't. We'll get to the WEC in a second. We'll get to that, because we don't know what's gonna happen. Things change over the season. We're going into the fifth round. Ferrari might not be winning. I personally don't think they're going to win next year at Le Mans, but we'll see, because
That's next year,
that'll
though.
be
We worry about
fourth.
this year. We were worried about this year. We still got a couple more
Okay,
races.
okay. We got a few more races in the WC too. You know, so we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see what happens. Right now, they're on top. Right now, it's going to be hard to beat them, but that's
Yep.
okay. But you know what though? In the point standing, um, they actually didn't even get any constructor points because a privateer team won Le Mans.
Right.
So
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now they actually scored the same amount of points as Porsche, and so
Right.
there's still a
Yeah.
chance. There's still
But
a
it's
chance.
about the name up there right now.
Yeah, blah blah blah, blah
Ferrari.
blah blah
I don't
blah.
care if it's AF
Blahgy,
course,
blahgy, blah.
whatever. Ferrari, right at
Blahgy,
number
blahgy,
one.
blah.
That's all you care about. Because
Well,
you what happens at the end of the race? Even when the privateer team won, every Ferrari team was cheering. so,
true, true. Ferrari gets
so,
credit for winning. I'm
right.
not taking that away from it. That was my official prediction. So I'm just saying that I don't think they're gonna win in the Le Mans next year. But we're talking
This
about
Mel King
IMSA
has said
right
that in the
now.
last 3 years. Everybody, he said
We're
it the
talking
last.
about IMSA.
He said it the
Yeah,
last 3 years. I
I,
wanted to
we're,
find. We
we're,
are. We talking
we're,
about IMSA, but
I,
he been saying that 3 years now.
what
And it's been 3 years Ferrari won.
I I just said that
They
they're
gonna
gonna win
blacklist
for a
you,
while and then they're gonna start losing. That's what I said. Okay, and
but they
I still
okay.
believe that.
All right, okay. They gonna blacklist you. Keep going.
I Oh, please don't blacklist me, Ferrari. I love cars. Please don't blacklist me. Don't take this the wrong way. I love your cars. I absolutely adore them. I promise. All right, we'll see you guys
See you guys.
next episode.